Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. MATIC is the cryptocurrency for which of all the ones that I covered here throughout the last few weeks and months when I talked about this upcoming dip, I was pretty much the most unsure about, because with Bitcoin for me the structure was fairly clear. I remained with my bearish scenario all the time. With ADA, I knew it was further ahead in the correction, but will probably follow Bitcoin further down, and there is a risk it will drop below $1. With most other cryptos, including Phantom and Harmony One, which looked extremely bullish, I was also having a primary expectation that we will get a massive correction. With Phantom, though, it was with MATIC, it was very difficult. It was pretty much like 50-50. I think in the last video I told you when we were up here, just moving up here or just hovering around this support level, that I would say it's probably 60% down, 40% up. The reason for all of this, and we've been talking about MATIC here potentially going to $4 in this move, but I always highlighted the risk that it might be a little bit of a fake structure that's forming here, because we had from the beginning here throughout this, whenever we followed along this channel, we had here a wave 1, a wave 2. From there you start your wave 3, but within that wave 3 we then had another wave 1, 2, and another wave 3, and within that you have another 1, 2, and another wave 3, and then you've got these waves within waves, which can form a massively bullish structure and bullish foundation for a massive run to the upside, because all of these waves and subwaves need to be finished, and all of them were pointing to the upside. But there was the alternative scenario that what we are seeing here is just an ABC correction, and yeah, we did talk about that. And yeah, in the last video, especially as we managed to, as we only made a lower high here, I did highlight the risk that if we break below this channel here, that we can see strong downside, and that the 145 level would be a very important support. And now you can see where we did come to, exactly to the 145. In one major sell-off, we hit the 145, found support there, and now moving up again, actually just above or just fighting with the 200-day moving average. Now, what is going on now? So we can talk about this in terms of, yeah, I think it's now following Bitcoin. We've got a head and shoulders here, which I highlighted in the last video as well, as a potential risk that this could be forming. And as it broke here, that uptrending or ascending trend line, that was also basically the neckline of that head and shoulders, and we moved down. Throughout the last few weeks here, or even since November, we did hit here all the target levels, and the down, up, down again, yeah, finding support here. But then that was it. I said if we can really push once more higher than the old all-time high here, then this could really be the confirmation that we are in a real bull run for MATIC. But it only came all the way up to the all-time high, basically, and only slightly above it, I think. And that was basically then, especially as we broke now below that key support level, for me, that's a very, yeah, it's very likely now that we really had here this ABC structure, which I always highlighted as an alternative. And I think we might see this play out. And if it is really an ABC, I think in the worst case, we have to assume that the price is going to land below the wave A, and we're talking here about a price target area here that would actually sit below 60 cents. Now, how likely is that? Seems quite unlikely, but it certainly is a possibility, because if we see the price dropping all the way down here, an ABC correction should normally, in a wave C, it should always come down below the wave A. That would be ideal. It could come down to the same level. That would not be ideal for a sell-off scenario, but it's certainly a possibility. That would be still, though, quite a lot of a drop. I don't know if we're really gonna get that low. We can certainly see that we are going to have very important support levels here at $1.13. Yeah, that's the 0.786 fib level, and at 89 cents, that's the 0.887 fib level. But that was quite an extended move up. Therefore, normally the downturn here can be quite hard. I leave it on the chart here. Highlight, though, that I find this target area quite even too bearish for my view, right? I'm not sure if we're gonna get there. I'm really not sure. I would rather say not, but never say never. Therefore, I leave it on the chart here. Still, though, I think these are very attractive prices for MATIC in my view. We are now here oversold, or we were oversold on the 4-hour chart. On the daily chart, you can also see that we were getting oversold here. That's why we see a bit of a bounce and probably just didn't have the selling power to push through that 145 level to the downside. But we must also say that in terms of the correction, MATIC now has a lot to catch up. You know, while Bitcoin was going down, MATIC was actually continuing to go up. And therefore, yeah, we've got a lot of space here on the 4-hour chart. We've had a bearish cross on the MACD on the 4-day chart. Sorry, I mean the 4-day chart, not the 4-hour chart. On the weekly, we've now had a bearish cross in the MACD. You can see that here on the MACD. And we've only crossed just now the 50 line to the downside. So to be honest, is a 60-cent MATIC that unrealistic? I will definitely keep some money aside for these juicy prices, I tell you that, even though I find it myself quite unlikely that we're actually going to get there. But never say never. It would be the ideal scenario for an A, B, and C. But as I said, there were other support levels along the way that I just told you about. I don't think this is now the move up that we like to see. I don't think on this structure that we can actually build really an impulse to the upside that will lead us to new all-time highs. I don't think so. We've just seen a bearish crossover on the MACD, of course. I mean, theoretically, that, to be honest, that structure isn't broken yet. So we are still, as you can see, we are still above the wave 2. However, we broke it. We broke already below it. So not sustainably, but we broke it. So it's getting much more likely that we're actually going to see the next fib level here at $1.12. Because we're coming down in this structure now. We came down below that wave 2 here, and that was at 145. That's why I had the chart, that support level here. But it broke it, only briefly, yes, but still strictly going by the Elliott Wave rules, you would need to say that, yeah, you know, we've actually broken that, so it's actually invalidated. So I would expect, therefore, further moves to the downside. If we really get into this area down here, it would be sort of the yeah, basically the ideal level here for retracement. Let's see. Certainly below the wave A we will need to get, but if it really does that, I don't know. Of course, it's only a guide. Yeah, it's what the market should do in an ideal scenario. Oftentimes it has worked out. Many cryptos have come into this target area. Let's see if MATIC is going to get there, but certainly I think the bullish scenario isn't completely over, but I think it's just been much more likely that we're now going to go down. If I had to change now my percentages in terms of probabilities, I would say it's pretty much an 85% that we're going to continue to move down here versus a 15% to the upside. It's just become much less likely with that drop, with that strong drop out of that channel, with a drop below the 200-day moving average. And I think the only reason why we didn't drop even here below the 145 level was that we were getting oversold. All right, that's my view on MATIC. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.